everybody to Morelli Field for Game 2 of this semifinal matchup between the Lexington Blue Sox and your Melrose Americans. If able, please rise and stand for the national anthem.
Field at Melrose High School, Melrose, Mass. This is Blue Sox baseball here on LSP tonight. Game 2 of the Intercity League semifinals between the Blue Sox and the Melrose Americans, with the Blue Sox up 1-0 in this best-of-3 series and hoping to close out in advance of the championship series, which would start either Thursday or Friday. Good evening, everybody. Stanfield here with you, ready to bring you the play-by-play story. Tim Lynch playing God on the PA tonight. And the Blue Sox, well, for the Americans, last night, that was actually one of the better games you could play against the Blue Sox.
On the mound for the Americans, number 2, Brandon McMahon.
The Americans finished the regular season with the worst team ERA in the ICL. And they finished with what? A 4.61 team ERA, which was almost twice what the Blue Sox finished the regular season with, 2.37. And they held the Blue Sox to 3 runs. And it was not enough, as the Americans only got 1, shut down by the deadly tag team combination of Chris Wannett and Dan Metzdorf. And now the American season hangs in the balance here in this game and on the right arm of one Brandon McMahon. McMahon is making his 7th appearance of the year. He's 3-1 the regular season with a 4.45 ERA. In 22 innings, he allowed 28 hits, 18 runs, 14 of which are earned, walked 6, struck out 18, surrendered 2 homers, hit 1 batter, threw 2 wild pitches, and actually did pitch in the completed suspended game that completed on August 5th.
Now batting, the center fielder, David Vanderzauer.
Pitched 3 1/3 in that game, allowed 7 hits, 3 earned runs with no walks and 1 strikeout. Mrs. Vanderzauer's baby boy going to lead things off for the Blue Sox tonight. He's going to start in center field tonight. First pitch coming at you, 8:03. DVZ takes strike 1, and we are underway. Blue Sox are 15-7 in the playoffs on Tuesdays since 2006. And are 2-0 on the calendar date of August 12th. The last time the Blue Sox played a playoff game on August 12th, 2021, Ryan O'Rourke got the dub in a 3-2 win over the Andre Chiefs. 1-2 is the count from McMahon to David Vanderzauer. Will be followed by Brendan Jones in the EH slot tonight. Eric Ramirez at third, Julian Alvarez at DH, Jake McElroy in right, Luis Atiles is at short, Anderson Jimenez is at second. Up and in, 2-2 to Vanderzauer. Owen McCarron is in the left, Luke Maltasea behind the plate, and Luke Ward rounding out the 10-man batting order for the Blue Sox, and Matt Draper is going to get the ball to start the game on the mound for Lexington. Vanderzauer scoops this one into center field, but that'll be tracked down by Alex Fernandez for out number 1.
Now batting the extra hitter, Brendan Jones.
No, this isn't our lineup. Sorry. Just some notes that Bruce had passed. And plate umpire coming back from the Americans' dugout after all that. And here's Jonesy. Second baseman for the Blue Sox last night, getting the start as the EH tonight. And I'll go down in for ball one. Jonesy was 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a hit by pitch last night. 1-0 is the count. 1-1 is the count. Andrew Zowen retired for the first out of the ball game after he led off last night's ball game with a triple, then came in to score on Jonesy's RBI single. That was the one run the Blue Sox got in a 4-hit bottom of the first. And they really had a chance to add on and make it more difficult on the Americans in the first inning, but could not cash in. Fouled straight back, and it is 2-2. Obviously, eventually they were able to stretch the lead out and come away with a 3-1 win, and now find themselves 1-1 away from returning once again to the Intercity League Championship Series in search of their first title since 2021. McMahon comes set in the 2-2. Here it is. Fouled in the screen will do it again. No matter what happens in this series, at least one of the teams in this year's championship series will be playing for their first ever ICL title. The Bulldogs and the Mad Dogs in the other semifinal. If the Mad Dogs win that semifinal series, they'll get to the ICL Championship Series for the first time ever. It'll only be the second time that the Bulldogs did. The first time was in 2017 when they were still in Reading. And they are one win away from a return trip after Coley Schaefer pitched a one-hit shutout against the Mad Dogs over at Maplewood. As that was low for ball 4. And Jonesy earns himself a one-out walk. But allowed 7 walks, did Schaefer, in that game.
Now batting the third baseman, Eric Ramirez.
And for an offense that is prolific as it has historically been, the Mad Dogs offense, and having their best ICL season to date, to draw 7 walks and get nothing across with that kind of talent. Oh, and at Maplewood, too, speaks to the ability of Coley Schaefer, who very well may win Pitcher of the Year honors in the ICL this year. And Ramirez gets plunked. So on back-to-back pitches, ball 4 to Jonesy, a plunking of Ramirez, and now it's Jules.
Now batting the designated hitter, Julian Alvarez.
So first and second with 1 out for the veteran power hitter leader, Julian Alvarez. Eric was 1 for 2, single, couple steals, and a hit by pitch last night. This is the second plunking of Eric this series. Alvarez went 0 for 1 with 2 walks last night. Alvarez slashed .359, .438, .513, 1 homer and 12 ribbies in the regular season. Swings at the first pitch. Pops this one up a mile high, and a little bit of a tumble by the shortstop Costigan at the end. That sounded way better off the bat than it ended up being. And there are 2 down just like that.
Now batting the right fielder, Jake McElroy.
I mean, you could tell what Alvarez had on his mind, and I had the same thing on my mind off the bat, but it ends up being a pop-up to Costigan, who went, head over heels in the end, but no advance by the runners, and now it's up to Jake McElroy to try and cash in, but he takes strike 1 there. So Alvarez pops up to the shortstop, and now here's McElroy, first and second, 2 down. Jake did not play last night, takes down and away for ball 1. Jake slashed .333, .419, .481 with 5 doubles, 1 homer, and 12 ribbies in the regular season. Fouled straight back. He was 0 for 3 in his only appearance at Morelli this year. And in 2 games against the Americans, 1 for 5. He finds himself behind 1-2. Jones at second, Ramirez at first. McMahon with a chance to get out of trouble early here, maybe set the tone early for the Americans as they look to force a decisive Game 3 tomorrow night. McMahon will not pull the trigger on that pickoff attempt as Jonesy gets back to second with no one covering the bag for the Americans. 1-2 the count. McMahon looks at second and comes home with it. Up and away for a ball. It is 2-2. McMahon mentioned his numbers in the regular season. And this is his second career postseason appearance with the Americans. Pop up into shallow center. Tough read, but Fernandez has it, and the side is retired. Blue Sox get no runs on no hits and leave to half an inning in the books. Blue Sox nothing, and the Americans coming up. LSP and Shipping Shield are partners in cards. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors trusted by yours truly, made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard. Use the promo code and link on the screen or in the description for a discount on your order. We may receive a commission from those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is. Matt Draper getting the start on the bump for the Blue Sox tonight. Draper made 8 appearances in the regular season and was tied for the team lead in wins with the man who got the win last night for the Blue Sox, Chris Wanted. Draper led the team in innings pitched and strikeouts, and although he was the only qualifier for the ERA title, OB 27 1/3 innings and won at 25 2/3 innings. Draper had one of the best ERAs, second best if you count Wanted. Wanted had a 136 in the regular season. Draper 170 out 28 hits, 12 runs, 9 of which were earned, walked 13, struck out 55 in 37 innings, which again was a team high for the Blue Sox this year. He did not face the Americans in the regular season. As a matter of fact, this is his first ever appearance against the Melrose Americans. Did not face them last year either.
Now batting, the shortstop, Pat Costigan.
His first task will be Pat Costigan, the American shortstop, who went 0 for 3 with a couple of groundouts last night. Mentioned Brandon McMahon, just to finish my thought, is his second career postseason appearance with the Americans. Last year against the Chiefs on August 8th, took the L in 2 innings, allowed 5 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 walks, no Ks, 1 home run, 1 hit batsman, and 1 wild pitch. Off to a better start anyways here is McMahon. Costigan swings at the first pitch, skies this one into left, backpedaling more and more is McKiernan, and he lost it, and he spun around, and he throws it back in, but it's a leadoff double on the very first pitch for Pat Costigan.
Now batting, the center fielder, Alex Fernandez.
That's a tough spot to be in. Going the other way, and McKiernan, who's very fast out there in left field, very good defender, has been challenged a lot already in this series. You saw some of the plays he had to face last night. 0-1 is the count as Alex Fernandez comes up empty there. Fernandez, out of the number 9 slot last night, was 1 for 2 with a double. Lines this one, scooped by Atiles. That'll freeze the runner at second and on to first for the first out.
Now batting, the extra hitter, John Jennings.
Atiles with a galaxy brain defensive play to turn a double play last night against the Americans when Ian Libby was at bat. Let a sinking liner drop in front of him while the runners were frozen for the easiest double play of your life. And now here's John Jennings. Playtime's over, time for battle. Jennings 0 for 3. Fly out to right, fly out to center, pop up to short last night. Looking for better luck here, and he fouls that one off, and the count is even 1-1. So Costigan with a leadoff double, still at second with one out now, after Fernandez grounded out to short. And here's Jennings on 1-1. Takes downstairs. Maltasea keeps the ball in front of him. Also keeps Costigan in front of him. And it's second. 2-1 is the count. Jennings, a prolific power hitter in his ICL career. And he's still getting the respect that one power hitter deserves. We're not going to let you beat us. Jennings' numbers a little bit down from what you'd expect, but still a very good .309 batting average. No home runs in the regular season, though. Fouls that one off. And it is a full count now to Jennings. Jennings, in his career in the postseason with the Americans, dating back to 2016, slashes .241, .320, .280 with 2 doubles and 3 RBIs. Look at second by Draper. Long hold here, and the pitch with a slide step fouled off. Jennings' best run in the postseason was in 2022 when the Americans actually got game 1 of the semis against the Blue Sox. In that postseason, he went 4 for 14 with 4 runs scored, a double and 2 ribbies. Lines this one up the middle. It's caught by Draper and back to second for the inning-ending double play. And just like that, the inning is over. That was a kind of liner back up the box that can look simple enough but can give fielders fits. But to see Draper field that one and then get the ball back to second and avoid throwing it into center field. Well, both sides dodge a bullet in the first inning. We go to the second, no score. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor our content for as little as $25 a spot, whether you want to promote a business, product, or event, or send a message of support to a player, team, or coach. Email yours truly for all the deets. Atiles, Jimenez, and McKiernan do up here in the top of the second for the Blue Sox against Brandon McMahon.
Now batting the shortstop, Luis Atiles.
Atiles with that galaxy brain double play last night in the field, and at the plate went 2 for 3. Off speed for the first pitch against Atiles. Well, that's one way to get an MVP candidate off balance. It is 0-1. One and one. Hot foul on the Linfels Parkway. Count is 1-2. I mentioned how Atilis' leadership has been evident since the day he arrived with the Blue Sox. And now his numbers are catching up to show that. Up and in for a ball, 2-2. Atilis has had 9 hits in his last 5 regular season games and 2 more hits last night, and now he gets plunked, the second hit batsman already for McMahon.
Now batting, the second baseman, Anderson Jimenez.
Atilis in the last 5 games of the regular season went 9 for 15 with 2 doubles, 7 ribbies. Jimenez fouls that one off for strike 1. Last night, AJ in the EH slot went 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. One and one. So the Blue Sox with 3 base runners already, the first inning plus, none of them by way of the hit, and none of them have come home yet. 2-1. A little more pep in the step of Atilis' secondary lead there. Could be sign he might be running soon. He does go. Fouled off on a Linfels Parkway. It is 2-2. Atilis, that pep in his step off of first on the 1-1 pitch. Win on the 2-1, fouled off. What does he do here? Stays put. Jimenez into shallow left. Costigan going out, calling off the left fielder for out number 1. It's been an adventure over there at short for already this game for Costigan.
Now batting, the left fielder, Owen McKiernan.
Here is Owen McKiernan, again the starting left field again. Was 0 for 2 last night. Stole base and scored a run the 4th. They might have Atilis in a hot box here. Got the tag on him going back to second and throwing his whole body into that one to try and lay out and get the tag. Atilis is dirty. Oh my God, is that Klein? That's Klein down, and oh, he is definitely hurting. I don't know if he maybe got bloodied up in the process of that play, because Costigan basically followed Atilis to the ends of the earth at the end of that rundown. Got the tag. 2 down, the base is empty, but Klein, who had that absurd game here last Friday in the play-in against the Expos, well, the Americans already saw Owen Duggan go down last night, and now another key offensive contributor roughed up on a defensive play. But it looks like he's going to be good to go. That's Klein at playing second, too, right? Now, second base has been the danger zone this series, apparently, for the Americans. 1-0 is the count to McKiernan after Atilis is picked off on a sequence of numbers you could probably play on Powerball tomorrow night. Peel down to first, no swing, 2-0 to McKiernan. A chance for him to get it started with 2. Liner into left for a base hit on a couple of hops. 2-out single, first base hit of the night for the Blue Sox, brings up Maltasea.
Now batting the catcher, Luke Maltasea.
McKiernan gets his first hit of the postseason, and now Maltasea looking for a better result than any of his ABs last night. He went 0 for 3 with a fly out to left, a ground out to short, and a ground out to third. Takes upstairs for ball one. The Blue Sox riding high on their confidence in that win last night, as well they should be, but maybe playing with a bit too much hubris in that first inning. Came up empty with 2 on and 1 out with a walk and a hit batsman on back-to-back pitches. And then Atiles getting run down after he was plunked to begin this inning. Let's see again if the Blue Sox can start it with 2. Upstairs, another hitter's count here, 2-0 to Luke Maltasea. Maltasea and Ward getting the start at catcher and first once again here at the 9 and 10 slots of the Blue Sox order. At the top of the zone, and it is 2-1 to Malty. .1069 OPS in 13 games for Luke. Oh! Wow. McKiernan was halfway to second. McMahon stepped off. McKiernan scampered back, and then the ball nicked off of a glove into center field, and McKiernan gets second in the end. Anyways, another runner in scoring position now for the Blue Sox, but now McMahon 1 strike away from getting out of this once again unscathed. 2-2 is the count to Maltasea. Ward due up next. McMahon will love to put another donut up there for the Blue Sox offense. 2-2, 2 out, runner at second in the second. Here's the pitch. Up and in, 3-2. That's one of those pitches that looks like he's going to snap back down to maybe the inside part, freeze you, but then it comes up into the grill. Maltasea still in one piece there. Now granted time to settle back in. The payoff pitch forthcoming. McMahon looks at second and comes home with it. Inside corner, strike 3 called. McMahon gets out of another jam. Bucket and a half in the books, still no score. When I say LSP is something for everyone since 2011, I by God mean it. Sports, live events, pet singing, walking, tech help, errands, and a whole lot more. Find our Thumbtack page or Linktree LSP37 or email yours truly so we can proceed to give you what you need. Just held up a little bit because since Maltasea was the last out The top of the second, got to get the catcher's gear back on before Matt Draper takes the mound for the bottom of the second and faces Bourgeois, Klein, and Barry.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Brian Borges.
Bougie coming off a 1-for-3 last night at the Americans' first hit of the ball game, leading off the second. Grounds this one foul, leading off the second here. Strike one. An eventful couple of innings to start the game, but nothing across. I mean, this is the level of tension you expect in a playoff game, especially when it's a potential closeout for the Blue Sox. Draper, the UMass Lowell product, gets Bougie to ground. This was 1 to third. Ramirez in time, one down.
Now batting, the second baseman, Chris Klein.
Well, here is Chris Klein in the cursed second base slot in the Americans lineup. Still in one piece after a little shaken up, that rundown of Atiles in the top half of this inning. Klein, if you remember, on last Friday night, went 3 for 3 with the game-winning 3-run home run against the Expos. Atiles with a scoop and fires on to first, a little bit offline, but Ward able to stay with it, 2 down.
Now batting, the right fielder, Aiden Barry.
Again, Klein went 3 for 3 in that game against the Expos and was a triple shy of the cycle. Here's Aiden Barry, 1 for 3 last night. A single, a stolen base, and scored the Americans' only run of the Game 1 loss. Take strike one. One and one. One and two. Now, Chris Wannett, not a big strikeout guy, but a fast worker. What Draper lacks in pace that one has, he makes up for with the zip on his fastball. His delivery very quick, too. Up and away, 2 and 2. Again, led the team in strikeouts with 55 this year. Grounder to the right side, Jimenez. Boy, we really did go around the horn in that inning, did we? Grounder to third, grounder to short, grounder to second. Easy peasy 1, 2, 3 for Drapes, and we are through 2. Still scoreless. The LSP store is open. Get yourself a DVD or digital copy of most past LSP video broadcasts or one of several different designs of stickers, shirts, or other merch, including some stuff with my dog, Tina the Long Arena, on it, and some words I've probably said on this here YouTube channel over the years. Email yours truly for game videos or go to Creator Spring for merch. We go to the top of the third. That's what you're watching. That's where we are. That's who we are. And this is Luke Ward.
Now batting, the first baseman, Luke Ward.
Ward was 1 for 3 last night. Base hit, sandwich between a strikeout and a pop-up to short. Just outside for ball 1, and whether or not the ball was rolling away from Nick Giangregorio, a little puzzled by that call was McMahon. Now it's 2-0. Ward, Vanderzau, and Jones due up here in the top of the third. It's an Americans offense that led the ICL in walks drawn in the regular season. And that'll be a 4-pitch walk to Ward to begin the top of the third. They also allowed the third most at 119.
Now batting, the center fielder, David Vanderzau.
So for the second consecutive inning, the leadoff man is on for the Blue Sox. If it's going to be this kind of game to start, I would not be shocked to see DVZ lay one down here. He takes outside for ball 1. He flew out to center to begin the ball game. Past the half-hour mark of this ball game, 2 innings in the books and no score. 1-1, first strike of the ball of this inning, rather, for McMahon. And after 5 straight balls to start an inning, yeah, you're in take until he shows you one mode. And that'll look good to DVZ, but got under it and fouled it to the screen. It is 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Beautiful breaking ball there, and all he could do was flail at it.
Now batting, the extra hitter, Brendan Jones.
Second strikeout of the ball game for McMahon, 1 down, and here is Jonesy, who walked his first time up. Or getting a small lead at first, and takes outside for ball 1, does Jonesy. Hit the other way to left field for a base hit. How about the Blue Sox really going the other way against the Americans this series?
Now batting, the third baseman, Eric Ramirez.
Vanderzau's triple leading off the bottom of the first last night was a snot rocket the other way off the end of the bat of DVZ too. So here is Eric Ramirez with a chance to do some damage here. First and second, 1 out in a scoreless ball game. An elimination game at that. Fakes the bunt, swings, and fouls it over towards Rick DeAngelis in the third base coach's box for strike 1. I wonder what Rick thinks about that after. I think he gives a little more thought to what just transpired. The foul ball dribbling towards him. And if it went anywhere else, 0-1. Vroom, vroom, darling, indeed. But he's just out in front of that one. Is 0-2. How apt would that be if he just ranched that one into the bleachers of the football stadium with the engine revving in the background, whoever that was? At any rate, 0-2, but again, Ramirez, his jovial play style, needs to bottle it up a little bit here, but good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Eric Ramirez. Third strikeout for McMahon, 2 down, and it's up to Jules.
Now batting, the designated hitter,
Julian popped up to short his first time up when he had first and second one out. And takes strike one. And if Ramirez is going to go down on strikes in that bag, can't go down just 3 pitches. Ooh, 0-2, and yeah, Alvarez had the exact reaction I thought he would to that pitch. Look at second by McMahon on the pitch. 1-2. Jake McElroy on deck if Alvarez can keep the line moving. Nearly came in and got him. 2-2. A lot of room down the right field line if Alvarez wants to go, and into the right center field gap too if Alvarez wants to go the other way. Grounds it foul. Given really both teams' propensity to go the other way so far in this series. Gotta be on your horse if someone gets into that space. 2-2. Full count. Gentlemen, start your engines. Ward will be off from second. Jones will be off from first. A 3-2 with 2 down here in the top of the third. Scoreless ball game. McMahon comes set, and the payoff, here it is. Grounded the other way, knocked down by the first baseman, Libby, and steps on the bag for the out that retires the side. Can't hit that one much harder without getting it into the outfield. Alas, the Blue Sox are turned away in the third. Still no score, and they have left 5 through the first 3 innings. All right, down with the sound called LSP? Of course you are. Then follow and support us on the web, Linktree, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Flash the subscribe button. Membership is also available. PayPal, Creator Spring, LSP 37. All the cool kids are doing it. Ian Libby, Tad Giardina, and Sean McPhee due up for the Americans here in the bottom of the third. No score. Blue Sox have 2 hits through 3 innings and have left 5. The Americans have 1 hit and haven't left a soul on base. Fouled straight back for strike 1 to the Americans' first baseman, Ian Libby. Nice job knocking that sharply hit line drive and then tagging first base himself for the out to end the top half of this inning as the Blue Sox were threatening to get on the board first. Libby hits a towering pop-up on the infield. Atilis, 1 down.
Now batting, the left fielder, Tad Giardina.
So here's Tad Giardina, the left fielder. Libby, by the way, 0 for 3 last night. And speaking of Atilis, grounded into that 6-3 double play. 200 IQ play by Atiles to end that top of the second, in which the Americans had threatened with first and second, nobody out. Giardina was 1 for 2 last night with a base hit. 0-1 is the count. Another grounder to the left side. Atiles scoops. In time, out number 2.
Out batting, the third baseman, Sean McPhee.
So Sean McPhee getting the start at third base tonight, since Chris Klein is getting the start at second with Owen Duggan knocked out last night. McPhee getting his first AB of the series. Takes down and away for ball 1. McPhee in the regular season /262, 415, 357, 2 doubles, 1 triple, 8 ribbies. Fouls that one onto Lynn Fells, 1-1. McPhee did not play in the game Friday against the Expos. So this is his first career postseason at bat. Takes down and away, ahead in the count 2-1. Nick Giangregorio, the catcher, 2 up in the 10 hole. Two and 2 is the count to McPhee. Drapes comes set. And the pitch. Excuse me, swing fouled into the screen. We'll do it again at 2 and 2. Outside for ball 3. It's a full count. Against Giangregorio, due up next. If McPhee can work his way on. Payoff pitch. Here it is. Fouled off. We'll do it again. Mad Dogs and the Bulldogs also got underway at 8 o'clock over at LHS tonight in Game 2 of that semifinals. A win by the Bulldogs sends them to the championship series. A win by the Mad Dogs forces Game 3 at Maplewood tomorrow. What an AB here by Sean McPhee. If anyone knows anyone who's currently at the Mad Dogs Bulldogs game who can send over a score update, that'd be much appreciated. 3-2 again. Chopped foul again. McPhee is a grinder. Tough out towards the bottom of the lineup, and a team that leads its league in walks drawn is always going to be a tough out in every slot in the order. 3-2 once again. It's playoff baseball, baby. Well, this could go a long way in potentially reversing the curse of August 12th for the Americans, who since 2006 are 0-4 on the calendar date of August 12th. Our 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Let him off the hook. Not even close. And the inning continues for Giangregorio. McPhee's walk ends a streak of 7 consecutive retired by Draper, and he had to empty a lot of rounds to get nothing for it. So let's see if Gene Gregorio can take advantage. This is the first time that, Drapes works from the stretch exclusively, but got to be more mindful now because you got a runner on first. Costigan, remember, led off the bottom of the first with a double. First time he's had to work with runners on base since Jennings' AB when she lined out in that 1-4 double play. First base runner for the Americans since Costigan's leadoff double. 1-1 is the count. That hit him? It did. So a walk and a hit batsman. The lineup turns over for Pat Costigan with 2 runners on.
Now batting, the shortstop, Pat Costigan.
What does Costigan have in store for an encore? Again, he led off the bottom of the first for the Americans with a double, but then was doubled off at second after Jennings had lined out to Draper. Sam Steed going out there to talk with Drapes and Eric Ramirez and Luke Maltasea. And now a huge at-bat here for the Americans' leadoff hitter. Only hit so far in this game for the Americans, and another one could put them in front. The first 2 were retired on pop-ups, pop-up and ground out, both to Atilis. A walk after a super long AB. And then a 1-1 pitch, Gene Gregorio gets plunked. So you got McPhee at second, Gene Gregorio at first. Always good to get ahead, though, in this tough spot. 0-1 is the count to Costigan. Draper comes set. Looks at second. And he's not going to come home with it. He's going to spin back and look McPhee back over there at second base. McPhee did not attempt a stolen base in the regular season. Oh, and 1. Here it is. That nearly came in and got him. It goes to the backstop, so runners in scoring position for Costigan. 1-1, and oh boy, Draper suddenly losing it. The ball 4 pitch to McPhee wasn't even close. Came in and got Gene Gregorio, and now throws that one nearly gets him. 2-1 is the count. You have Fernandez on deck. And Costigan bat .304 on the year. That's on the outside corner. 2-2. Fernandez .288. But got a lefty at the plate right now. But 2-2 with 2 on and 2 out in the third. Tie ball game, no score. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Draper leans into it and gets Costigan to strand 2 runners in scoring position. Through 3, still no score. LSP and Shipping Shield are partners in cards. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors trusted by yours truly. Made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard. Use the link and codes on the screen or in the description for a discount on your order. You may receive a commission from those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is. Matt Draper and Brandon McMahon both on one tonight. Scoreless through 3. Both pitchers getting out of some dicey spots. The toughest test so far for Draper just now, that bottom of the 3rd.
Now batting the right fielder, Jake McElroy.
Got the first 2 easily and then struggled with the walk, hit by pitch, wild pitch, but eventually got Costigan swinging to end the inning. And so we go to the 4th, scoreless. And it's McElroy, Atiles, and Jimenez due up. McElroy the other way and a right. All the way to the wall. Leadoff double for Jake. And once again, it's the Blue Sox going the other way.
Now batting the shortstop, Luis Atiles.
To try and kickstart their offense. McElroy with a double in his second AB of this postseason, first game of this postseason. And now it's a company-wide meeting here at the mound. And that is going to do it for Brandon McMahon. The double by McElroy chases Brandon. And we have a pitching change come to you from Morelli. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor our content for as little as $25 a spot, whether you want to promote a business, product, or event, or send a message of support to a player, team, or coach. Email yours truly for all the deets. Brandon McMahon exits to a round of applause from the Americans faithful and a tunnel of teammates, and gives way to the new noodle, Jake Simpson.
Now on the mound for the Americans, number 26, Jake Simpson.
Simpson made 6 appearances in the regular season and was 2-0 with a 4.10 ERA. In 13 2/3 innings, he allowed 12 hits, 10 runs, 8 of which are earned, walked 5, struck out 9, surrendered 2 home runs, hit 1 batter, and threw 1 wild pitch. Simpson pitched 2 innings against the Blue Sox last Monday. The game here did not allow a hit, a run, or a walk, and did not strike out a batter. As I said, he allowed 10 runs, 8 of which were earned. 7 of those earned runs came in a single 2-inning appearance against the Andre Chiefs on July 14th. Oh, hey, Anthony Perry, how you doing? What's going on? So, Simpson to take the mound with a runner in scoring position to begin the top of the 4th for the Lexington Blue Sox. First appearance of the postseason for Simpson. And his first task is the MVP candidate and apparent social media sensation Luis Atiles. Hit by a pitch, his first time up. First baseman creeping in here. Atiles not showing bunt. And with his prowess, why would you? Then again, Rick DeAngelis can order a bunt from just about anywhere in the lineup. It is 1-0 as that one goes down and away. Again the other way into right field, backpedaling and caught. McElroy tags from second, the throw to third. One hops, not in time. McElroy 90 feet away.
Now batting the second baseman, Anderson Jimenez.
So here's Jimenez. Looking for a better result from this AB than his last one, certainly. Popped up to short his first time up. Upstairs for a ball. 1-0. Are the stakes low enough that Rick DeAngelis might try a squeeze here? 1-1. I mean, we know he's ordered the squeeze in higher stakes situations, including a famous one at this field, and another one that walked off a playoff game against the Americans. Back up the box by AJ, the Blue Sox lead.
Now batting, the left fielder, Owen McKiernan.
Jimenez with his second hit of this series, and it finally plates our first run of the ball game. That one is charged to McMahon. The book on him is closed. And now here's McKiernan swinging at the first pitch and fouling it into the screen for strike one. So Jimenez with the base hit and the RBI. Get him on, get him over, get him in, right? For Jimenez, that is his 12th RBI the season, combining the regular and postseason, and his 7th career postseason RBI with the Blue Sox. Had 6 in 2024 in 9 games. Only got in one game. In the wrong line. Sorry about that. 7th RBI of the postseason career for Anderson Jimenez, but Owen McKiernan goes upstairs and comes up empty for strike 3 and out number 2.
Now batting, the catcher, Luke Maltasea.
So McKiernan now 1 for 2 after he picked up the first Blue Sox hit of the ball game back into the second, and also stole second but was stranded there. Here's Maltasea, hoping to not go down looking this time, and looks at that one outside for a ball. It is 1-0 to the Blue Sox catcher. Blue Sox getting the first run of this ball game just now, and the RBI single by Anderson Jimenez. That is on the outside corner for a strike. It is 1-1. So Draper finally staked to a lead. We'll see what he can do with it. Well, here goes Maltasea to deep left field, and reaching up and hauling it in is Tad Giardina, just a tad short there. Go on. I'll be here all week. Halfway home. Blue Sox lead 1-0. When I say LSP is something for everyone since 2011, I, by God, mean it. Sports, live events, pet sitting, walking, tech help, errands, and a whole lot more. Find our Thumbtack page or Linktree LSP37, or email yours truly so we can proceed to give you what you need. As we go to the bottom of the fourth, Matt Draper staked to a 1-0 lead, and he will face 2, 3, and 4 in the Americans lineup. Fernandez, Jennings, and Bourgeois. The right part of the lineup coming up for the Americans after falling behind here in an elimination game. We're halfway home, 1-0 Blue Sox.
Now batting, the center fielder, Alex Fernandez.
McElroy doubling to lead off the top of the fourth. got over to third on the fly ball by Atiles, and then Jimenez drove him home with the base hit. So here's Fernandez, ground out to short his first time up. Off the end of the bat the other way, Jimenez. Whoa! Pulled him off the bag! He's safe. Ward cannot believe it. Rick DeAngelis going out. He's probably going to see if he can ask for help here. I'm just going to go back real quick to see if I had a good enough view from here to be the judge of that. He was out or not. Well, Rick DeAngelis does not appear to be getting any help. So Fernandez reaches. Like, how do you score that? Is Michael like it's got to be an error if it pulled him off? If the ruling is it pulled him off the bag. Like, is that an error on Jimenez's throw? Or is that an error on? Oh, his foot was on the bag. Absolutely. Well, doesn't matter now. Jennings grounds out one foul for a strike, 0-1. Going back from the view from here, from this, obviously I'm a little too far away to see super close, but unless the first base umpire saw that his spikes were off the bag, it looked pretty good from here. 1-1 is the count. John Jennings. Feeling it's an error regardless. Pickoff attempt and back safely is Fernandez. The throw was there. If the home plate umpire said, oh my goodness, they tried to pick him off. And now Fernandez is on his way to second. And now he's on his way to third. Here comes the throw. One hop. They got him! Kevin Burgoyne trying to plead Fernandez's case. The pickoff attempt went into foul territory, and Fernandez took off. But the seed from foul territory, one hop to Ramirez at third, who applied the tag. And in the end, Blue Sox got the outcome they wanted from the play initially. One out, bases empty. Wow. What a turn of events. The pendulum swings both ways. And in the end, the ball don't lie, I guess. One down. 1-1 is the count to Jennings. 2-1. Wow. I apologize if you might miss that from this angle, folks, but you can obviously understand what was going on there. 2-1, though, the count to Jennings. Hey, he's ahead in the count. Got to put that out of your mind now if you're the Americans. He's got a cool head about here. He's ahead of Draper 3-1. There is action behind Drapes in the Blue Sox bullpen. Popped up. Oh, wow. It almost got Maltese in the back on the way down from the overhang. Speaking of the overhang, got some baseballs caught up there right against the fence. You hope those don't drop into play on a live ball. Anyways, full count now to John Jennings. Draper comes set. And the pitch. popped up again into foul territory on the first base side, but yeah, my emotions exactly watching that play unfold. I mean, it was here. This is where the play was behind, unfortunately, where the window sill is. So, but it was a pop-up. Ward looked like he was going to go out of play, and then came back in, and Ward bobbled it for a moment, but couldn't secure it, and it remains 3-2 to John Jennings. Swing and a miss, strike 3. I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Brian Borges.
Sometimes the things that pass for words that come out of my mouth are just an accurate representation of the emotions anyone would feel watching these plays unfold. Bougie fouls that one off for strike 1. Wow. And you know what we call this? Theater. This is theater. 0-1 is the count. That hit him. Inning continues for Klein.
Now batting, the second baseman, Chris Klein.
Klein a ground out to short his first time up. Outside for a ball, it is 1-0. Draper doesn't seem thrilled with the call, but that's been a ball all night. 1-0 is the count to Klein. Fouls that one straight back, 1-1. There is action, again, behind Draper in the Blue Sox bullpen. In case things get too dicey here. I wonder if this is the last inning regardless. You wonder if Mays is the last batter regardless. It is 2-1 to Klein. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Klein was in the middle of the first dramatic sequence on the Morelli Field infield tonight. Crash and burned after tagging out Atiles on the rundown in the second. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Two more strikeouts in the inning for Drapes, and 3 of the last 4 outs have come by way of the K. We go to the 5th, still 1-0, Blue Sox. The LSP store is open. Get yourself a DVD or digital copy of most past LSP video broadcasts or one of several different designs of stickers, shirts, or other merch, including some stuff with my dog, Tina the Long Arena, on it, and some words I probably said on this here YouTube channel over the years. Email yours truly for game videos or go to Creator Spring for merch.
Now batting, the first baseman, Luke Ward.
Luke Ward, David Vanderzaan, and Brendan Jones due up here in the top of the fifth for the Blue Sox. Ward takes ball one. He drew a walk his first time up to begin the third. Laces this one the other way into left, but run down on a run by Giardina for out number one.
Now batting, the center fielder, David Vanderzaan.
Lineup turns over for DVZ, 0 for 2 with a flyout to center and a strikeout. Jake Simpson returning to the mound after relieving Brandon McMahon after he allowed the leadoff double to McElroy, who eventually came around to score what is so far the game's only run. 1-1. That run charged to McMahon, and he'd be on the hook unless the Americans can rally. What a bottom of the fourth that was just now. Started off with a controversial safe call for Alex Fernandez. They ruled that Luke Ward's foot was off the bag when he caught the throw from second. Then on a pickoff attempt, ball went into foul territory. And here's the thing, though. The way that ball was thrown, the Blue Sox can thank their lucky stars that we are playing at Morelli. They don't get the chance to make that play at LHS. 2-2. That one's ticketed for the bleachers or the gravel path, otherwise out of play, and Fernandez is at second. But with the ball still alive, Fernandez kept going to third, and he was hosed. Vanderzaan in a left center field, and Fernandez heard what I was saying all that time and says, silence, announcer. Boy, out number 2.
Now batting, the extra hitter, Brendan Jones.
Second time tonight that DVZ is flown out to his opposite number, Alex Fernandez. Vanderzaan also, worth mentioning, getting the start in center tonight rather than right field, where we often see him. But here's Jonesy, who takes outside for a ball. So after the triple to lead off the bottom of the first for DVZ last night, he's 0 for his last 5. Jonesy a walk and a base hit to his credit so far tonight in his second game of the postseason after going 1 for 2 last night. 1 for 1 is Jonesy so far in this one, and now he's ahead 2-1. Eric Ramirez due up next if we get that far. 2-2. I mean, that's a spot you can just live in right now against these left-handed hitters if you're a Simpson. Can't come in much closer than that, though. Knowing how well the Blue Sox have been hitting the ball the other way tonight, and really all season. Payoff pitch from Simpson to Jones. Here it is. Fouled off, will do it again. Jonesy is the only Blue Sox to reach base multiple times tonight. Hoping to make it 3 for 3 here with Ramirez due up next. 3-2 once again. Laced down the right field line, but got out a bit too far in front of it. And it remains 3-2. Good piece there, right size, wrong shape. Another chance. 3-2. Again. Fouled into the screen. And this is giving vibes of McPhee's at bat in the third when he eventually coaxed the walk out of Draper. The first two were retired in short order. Will Jones find similar success, or will Simpson get the 1-2-3? Down the first base line, that is a fair ball. A diving attempt by Ian Libby to haul that one in to no avail. A 2-out base hit. Jonesy stays perfect. 2 for 2 tonight, plus the walk.
The third baseman, Eric Ramirez.
So now here is Eric Ramirez and his rambunctiousness as home plate umpire asking for the Blue Sox dugout for something, but Rick doesn't seem too fazed by the third base coach's box. So Ramirez, his rambunctiousness might have gotten the best of him in that third inning. 3-pitch strikeout, and he's doing it again here. Able to foul tip that one, though. Hit by a pitch in the first, but overran second, going to third in the first inning of last night's game, and getting thrown out, and that's why the Blue Sox only came up with 1 run in that bottom of the first last night on 4 hits. Gene Gregorio directing Simpson to step off there. Looks at first. Now Simpson delivers the 0-1 to third. Fielded cleanly there. On to second for the force. And that retires the side. So the Blue Sox get a 2-out base runner, but nothing more than that. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 Blue Sox. Are you down with the sound called LSP? Of course you are. And follow and support us on the web, Linktree, Facebook, YouTube, PayPal, Creator Spring, LSP37. All the cool kids are doing it. It's the right thing to do. New noodle for the Lexington Blue Sox is Luke Marshall. Now, Marshall appeared in 6 games in the regular season and was 1-0 with 1 save in 8 1/3 innings. A 2.52 ERA, allowed 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 6 walks, and 14 Ks. He did not face the Americans in the regular season. His last appearance came on July 28th against the Bulldogs. Got his save in that game, 1 2/3 of innings of work. Allowed 2 hits, 1 earned run, walked 2, and struck out 4. If Lexington wins this game, they advance to the ICL Championship Series. If Melrose wins this game, Game 3, decisive Game 3 tomorrow night at LHS. Bulldogs and the Mad Dogs underway as well at LHS in their semifinal.
Now batting, the right fielder, Aiden Barry.
A 1-hit shutout, along with 7 walks for Coley Schaefer. The 7-0 Bulldogs win over the Mad Dogs at Maplewood last night. And a chance to close it out at home tonight. A swing and a miss for strike 1 to Aiden Barry. Barry, Libby, and Giardina due up here in the bottom of the 5th. After 4 innings from Matt Draper, Luke Marshall takes the mound now. Towering pop-up into right field and caught by McElroy for out number 1.
Now batting, the first baseman, Ian Libby.
So Drape's in line for the win if this score holds, and McMahon would take the L if that were the case. Here's Ian Libby, popped up to short his first time. Up and away for a ball. It is 1-0. 4 innings, no runs allowed. Fly ball into center field going back. Vander Zowen makes the catch. 2 down. Well,
now batting the left fielder, Tad Jardinio.
squared up. Some good contact there for both Barry and Libby, but warning track power ain't going to get it done right now if you're the Americans. Here is Giardina, ground out to short his first time, and take strike 1. In the top of the 6th, the Blue Sox will have Alvarez, McElroy, and Atiles due up. And that nearly came in and got Giardina. But it is 1-1. Oh, wow. A curveball that you think is coming at your dome. Nope, strike 2 called. Off the end of the bat, fouled off, out of play. Just the 1 hit allowed by Draper in his 4 innings. It's murder. It's basically murder. We are through 5. 1-0 Blue Sox. LSP and Shipping Shield are partners in cards. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors trusted by yours truly. Made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard. Use the codes and link on the screen or in the description for a discount on your order. We may receive a commission from those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is.
Now batting the designated hitter, Julian Alvarez.
Jules leading off the top of the 6th, looking to get on base for the first time tonight. 0 for 2 with a pop-up to short and a ground out to first. Simpson delivers strike 1. Strike 2. Into the right center field gap, and that'll get down for a base hit for Jules. Leadoff single for Alvarez.
Now batting the right fielder, Jake McElroy.
And we're going to have a pinch runner, it looks like. It's Will Norris. Okay, so Will Norris is going to pinch run at first base.
Pinch running for the Blue Sox, Will Norris.
So Alvarez, his night is done, going 1 for 3, going 0 for 1 with a couple of walks last night, and exiting the game in the same manner for a pinch runner. That was Jesse McCullough. And now here's McElroy. Down and in for a ball. It is 1-0. Jake Simpson out there for his third inning of work, giving up the leadoff single to Alvarez, who gives way to Norris, the pinch runner. And that goes down and in as well to McElroy. Two and 0. 2-1. McElroy led off the fourth with a double. That chased the American starter McMahon and eventually came around to score on Jimenez's single. 3-1. 69% of the fans think the Blue Sox are going to win this one. Nice. I am 37 years old. 3-1. Down and away for ball four. It is first and second.
Now batting the shortstop, Luis Aquiles.
McElroy aboard for the second time tonight. And now in come Libby and Gene Gregorio. And out comes Kevin Burgoyne to come get Simpson. So first and second, with nobody out here in the top of the sixth, with a 1-0 ball game. And this game and the American season potentially hang in the balance. In this top half of the sixth inning, we have a pitching change coming to you from Morelli.
Now on the mound for the Americans, number 28, Luke Yorba.
Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor our content for as little as $25 a spot, whether you want to promote a business, product, or event, or send a message of support to a player, team, or coach. Email yours truly for all the deets. Luke Yorba takes over on the mound for the Melrose Americans. Yorba pitched 4 games in the regular season and was 1-0 with a .276. In 12 2/3 innings, he allowed 13 hits, 9 runs, 5 which are earned, walked 9, struck out 9, hit 4 batters, and threw 1 wild pitch. He did not face the Blue Sox in the regular season and, in fact, has not pitched since July 15th against the Bulldogs, when he went an inning and a third and allowed 2 hits, 2 earned runs, walked 2, and struck out 1. And what a spot to be in for your first postseason appearance. The game and the season potentially hanging in the balance. And the last guy you want to see come to the plate, Luis Aquiles, is your first assignment. Aquiles 0 for 1, hit by a pitch in the second, flew out to right in the fourth. Looking to make it 4-0 with 1 swing of the bat. Comes up empty, and it is 0-1. So Yorba is the third whip of the game for the Americans. The 0-1 pitch to Aquiles with the corner infielders in. Aquiles strokes this one to center field. Fernandez got a bad read earlier, and it goes all the way to the wall. Fernandez got a bad read on the ball right off of Aquiles' bat, and it's a 2-run double for Luis. Three nothing.
Now batting the second baseman, Anderson Jimenez.
Anderson Jimenez, who drove home the first run of this ball game his last time up. Now with another RBI chance. Upstairs for a ball, it is 1-0. Luis Aquiles, his third hit of the first 2 games of this postseason. He's 3 for 5. Foul tip into the mid of Gian Gregorio for strike 1. That closes the book on Simpson as Norris and McElroy score. And now this is up the middle. Scooped it short. On to first. In time to get Jimenez for out number 1. Meanwhile, Atiles advances to third.
Now batting the left fielder, Owen McKiernan.
So Andy's now 1 for 3, and here's McKiernan. 1 for 2 with a single, a stolen base, and a strikeout. The infield comes in. Turning up the heat on that one is 0-1 as McKiernan comes up empty on the high fastball. Popped up, foul, and out of play to make it 0-2. So McMahon went the first 3, and then the next 2 for Simpson. Hey, you call a balk? No, it must have been the Blue Sox asking for one, but to no avail. It is 1-2. Outside, and it is 2-2. Popped up on the infield. Costigan calls everyone off, and that is out number 2. So now it's Maltasea.
Now batting the catcher, Luke Maltasea.
He gave his last one a pretty good ride out to left field, but was tracked down by Giardina. And now we're going to have another pitching change, it looks like, as Burgoyne has gone out to the mound to come get Yorba. Faces 3 batters, retires 2 of them. But the first one plated 2 huge runs for the Blue Sox, and that is Atiles, who is still standing at third, with another pitching change coming to you from Morelli.
Now on the mound for the Americans, number 15, Nick Colucci.
When I say LSP is something for everyone since 2011, I by God mean it. Sports, live events, pet sitting, walking, tech help, errands, and a whole lot more. Find our Thumbtack page or Linktree LSP37 or email yours truly so we can proceed to give you what you need. And the new noodle for the Melrose Americans is Nick Colucci, who pitched in 13 games in the regular season, was 0-3-1 with 4 saves at a 7.30 ERA. In 15 1/3 innings, he's allowed 14 hits, 20 runs, 16 of which are earned, walked 23, and struck out 20. Colucci took the loss in the completed suspended game a week ago tonight. An inning and 2/3, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 3 Ks. It's the only time he faced the Blue Sox this year. Last year, Colucci, much better to see an ERA north of 7 is obviously a concern, but last year is very good in 10 appearances in the regular season, none of which were against the Blue Sox. 3-2 with 1 save and a buck 36, and did not allow, allowed only 1 earned run over his final 15 1/3 innings. So Luke Maltasea is the first assignment for Colucci. And he fouls that one into the screen for strike one. In the bottom of the sixth, the Americans will have McPhee, Giangregorio, and Costigan due up. Colucci comes set in the pitch. Ground foul. 0-2. Luke Yorba only ends up going 2/3 of an inning. 2 runs scored in this inning, both charged to Simpson. Lace in the left field, that'll get down for a base hit, and Atiles can waltz home. And it's a 2-out RBI single for Luke Maltasea to extend the lead to 4-0.
Now batting, the first baseman, Luke Ward.
Maltasea's first base hit of the postseason. And we might have a pinch hitter here. That's Pat Casserly. Pinch hitting for Luke Ward. Pat Casserly.
Correction, pinch hitting, number 14, Patrick Casserly.
Yep, caught me by surprise too. Anyways, so Ward finishes his night 0 for 1 with a walk, and Casserly is now behind in the count 0-1 after that foul ball. And fouls that one in the screen 0-2. Casserly had 3 pinch hit RBIs in the regular season on 3 pinch hits. Colucci comes set. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. And the side is retired, but the Blue Sox tack on some huge insurance runs. 2-run double by Atiles and an RBI single by Maltasea. Have the Blue Sox in front 4-0 after 5.5. The LSP store is open. Get yourself a DVD or digital copy of most past LSP video broadcasts, or one of several different designs of stickers, shirts, or other merch, including some stuff with my dog, Tina the Long Arena, on it, and some words I probably said on this here YouTube channel over the years. Email yours truly for game videos, or go to Creator Spring for merch. Luke Marshall back out there for second work in relief of Matt Draper.
Now batting, the third baseman, Sean McPhee.
Pat Casserly stays in the game at first base. And Sean McPhee, second plate appearance of the game, he walked his first time up. Matt Draper went the first 4 for the Blue Sox, allowed a leadoff double to Costigan, and did not allow another hit the rest of the way. 1-1. Ended up walking 1, hitting 2 batters, but did not allow a run and struck out 3. And he's in line for the dub if this score holds. A 1-1 count to McPhee. Waits on that one, but fouls it off the other way. It's 1-2. It'll be followed by Gene Gregorio and Costigan, who, in fact, Costigan's hit, the only hit of the ball game so far for the Americans. McPhee granted time. But it's not like it's been a cakewalk for Blue Sox pitching since Costigan's double. There's been some dicey spots, but they found their way out of Dodge multiple times. And you want to talk about a game and a season hanging in the balance. After the Blue Sox finally got the first run of the ball game in the 4th, as that is low for a ball, 3-2. The Americans led off the 4th on a controversial call at first base when Alex Fernandez was ruled safe because Luke Ward's foot was off the bag according to the home plate umpire. This is a leadoff walk to Sean McPhee. It's his second walk of the ball game, and he had a epic AB to coax one out of Draper his first time. So a couple of walks for Sean.
Pitch hitting for the Americans, number 23, Matt Elwell.
And Matt Elwell is going to pinch hit for Nick Gene Gregorio. And after the call was upheld, and Fernandez had reached safely, Drapes tried to pick him off, threw the ball into foul territory. Fernandez was shot out of a cannon, on a second, then all the way to third, but was hosed at third for the out. And the Americans got nothing out of that inning. 0-1 is the count to Matt Elwell, who's pinch hitting for the Americans catcher, Nick Gene Gregorio. He finishes his night 0 for 1. No official at-bat, rather. A hit by pitch was only log in the batting line. Elwell /292, 460, 313 in the regular season. 1 double and 6 RBIs. That's kind of a recurring theme here with the Americans. Like you know that they've drawn the most walks in the ICL. There's not a whole lot of slug, but those walks can really add up against the pitching staff and help you win that war of attrition, which right now, I don't know, it was a pretty easy 5th inning for Marshall, but he's in danger of walking the first 2 batters here in the bottom of the 6th. There is action behind him in the bullpen, and that goes too far down and in, and it is, in fact, 1st and 2nd to begin the bottom of the 6th for the Americans with their season on the line. Here comes Rick DeAngelis looking out towards right field, and he is making the signal, so that is going to do it for Luke Marshall. Got a 1-2-3 5th with 1 K, but allows 2 walks to begin the 6th and gives way to the new noodle. You have a pitching change once again coming to you from Morelli. Are you down with the sound called LSP? Of course you are. And follow and support us on the web. Linktree, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Flash the subscribe button. Membership is also available. PayPal and Creator Spring, LSP37. It tastes great on a cracker. Yep. Josh Becker is going to take over on the mound for the Blue Sox.
Now on the mound for the Blue Sox, number 24, Josh Becker.
Becker made what was tied for the most appearances of any Blue Sox pitcher this season with Michael O'Brien at 10. Was 2-0 with 2 saves at a .5 ERA in 14 innings. He allowed 8 hits, 1 earned run, walked 3, and struck out 27, but also committed the only 2 balks that Blue Sox pitchers threw all year. And that was in that controversial finish to the Andre game at Maplewood back on July 23rd. That game ended up being a tie, the one tie on the Blue Sox record this season, and the 1 point that Andre got in their final 9 games to miss out on the chance to defend their ICL title and go for the three-peat.
Now batting the shortstop, Pat Costigan.
So with Elwell at first and McPhee at second, the lineup turns over for Pat Costigan against Josh Becker. On Monday, August 4th, here at Morelli, Becker went 1 inning, did not allow a hit or a run, walked 1, and struck out 1. First and second, nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. First to have reached by way of the walk, and that misses outside for ball 1 to Costigan. 1 for 2, has the only hit of the ball game so far for the Americans, that leadoff double in the first. And then struck out swing his last time up to end the third. Looking for some more success here. Oh boy, it is 2-0. That was a little low, and the Blue Sox digging themselves deeper and deeper into it. Already let the first 2 on via the free pass. That's in there for a strike, 2-1. And even though it's a different pitcher than it was with McPhee and Elwell, that same rule can carry over. Just Statue of Liberty play until he throws a strike. Now let's see what Costigan does on 2-1. Lined over the leaping shortstop Atiles into left for a base hit. Everyone goes station to station. The bases are loaded. The tying run comes to the plate in the person of Alex Fernandez.
Now batting the center fielder, Alex Fernandez.
So once again, Costigan picks up a hit. He's the only American to have a hit tonight. And Fernandez, who has been in the middle of it to say the least tonight, a chance to turn this game on its head. That hit him? Is that a foul ball? That hit him. That hit him. It was a hit by pitch. It sounded like it hit his bat, but might have hit his wrist guard, and Rick D'Angelo's coming out to plead his case. As it stands, it's an RBI for Fernandez. That plates McPhee. A hit by pitch forces in the run. It is 4-1. And now the tying run on first, and the go-ahead run coming to the plate in the person of John Jennings.
Now batting the extra hitter, John Jennings.
With the very first pitch, too. That's the tough. That makes that pill even tougher to swallow. Jennings hoping for a big hit here. Down low for a ball. It is 1-0. Two and 0. Elwell at third is the responsibility of Marshall. Inside corner, strike 1, 2-1. The first 4 have reached here in the bottom of the 6th for the Americans. McPhee walked, Elwell walked, Costigan singled, Fernandez hit by a pitch. Liner into left, and that's down for a base hit. It took a fortuitous bounce off the lip of the infield grass. That'll freeze Costigan at third, but once again, station to station. Now the tying run's in scoring position. It's 4-2 as Jennings picks up his first base hit of the ball game and an RBI, and now we have a pinch runner coming on first for Jennings.
Pinch running for the Americans, number 21, Zach Kazosian, and now batting the designated hitter, Ryan Borges.
So Zach Kazosian will run for Jennings, and now here's Bougie. Still nobody out in the inning. Upstairs for a ball. There's another arm warming for the Blue Sox right now. Foul tip in a Maltasea's mitt for strike one. Jennings' base hit closes the book on Luke Marshall. Oh boy, 2-1. So Marshall goes an inning and allows 2 runs, no hits, 2 walks, 1 K. That runs down and in and is 3-1. Not the time for Becker to lose the strike zone. Swing and a miss. 3-2. Bases full of Americans. Got him! One down.
Now by the second baseman, Chris Klein.
Here's Klein. 0 for 2. Talk about another guy who's been in the middle of it. Strike one on the outside corner. Strike two. Ball one. Costigan at third. Fernandez at second. Kajosian at first. Fouled off. The Americans had 1 hit through their first 5 innings. That was a leadoff double by Costigan in the first. The first 5 reached in this inning on walk, single, hit by pitch, single. And it's 4-2 as a result. Fouled off. It was Draper for the first 4, then Marshall for 1, and now it's Becker. Called strike 3! Two down. Now here comes Rick DeAngelis, and this is less about his confidence in Becker's ability and more just to preserve the man. Just make sure he's not too rattled that he doesn't implode here. Klein is down on strikes for the second time. Becker, the gutsiest 2/3 of an inning performance you could imagine. And we have another pitching change coming to you from Morelli. LSP and Shipping Shield are partners in cards. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors trusted by yours truly. Made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard. Use the link and codes on the screen or in the description for a discount on your order. We may receive a commission from those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is. And this, I believe, is Ryan O'Rourke. He's having a long talk with Maltasea before he even throws his warm-up pitches. Yep, it is Rhino, the former major leaguer, coming on here with the bases juiced in the bottom of the sixth.
Now on the mound for the Blue Sox, number 30, Ryan O'Rourke.
Well, Rhino, remember he had that historic 2021 campaign his first year with the Blue Sox. In the postseason in 2021, he was 2-0 in 12 innings, allowed 11 hits, 3 runs, only one of which was earned, walked 2 and struck out 13. He was 0-3 last year in the postseason. Had good numbers, respectable numbers. No wins and 3 losses. A 2.76 ERA in 12 2/3 innings, allowing 15 hits, 12 runs, 5 of which were earned. Walked 4 and struck out 14. Regular season this year, he made 3 appearances, an inning in each of them, had 1 save. That was against the Sabres on July 14th. A total of 4 hits, 1 earned run with no walks, and 8 Ks.
The right fielder, Aiden Barry.
O'Rourke faced the Americans twice in the 2022 semis, an inning in each appearance, and combined to allow 2 hits, 1 earned run with 1 walk and 1 K. So, Aiden Barry with the bases loaded and 2 down. Swing and a miss for strike 1. In the top of the 7th, the Blue Sox will have Vander Zowen, Jones, and Ramirez due up. Did he go around? He did, says the home plate umpire. That is strike 2, 0-2. Costigan at third, Fernandez at second, Kajosian at first. Blue Sox win, they go to the championship series. Americans win game 3 tomorrow night at LHS. O'Rourke comes set with the 0-2. Fouled off. Two-thirds of an inning for Josh Becker. 2 base hits, a hit by pitch, but 2 strikeouts as well. He's responsible for all 3 runners on base. Wow. 1-2. That looked good from here, but that's why I'm up here and not down there. 1-2 now to Aiden Barry. Grounder through the right side for a base hit. 1 run comes home. This game is tied. On a 1-2 pitch, bringing in the lefty, against the lefty, Aiden Berry. Berry forces it through the right side to tie this game. Costigan and Fernandez score. Kajosian's at third is the go-ahead run. Another lefty up here in Ian Libby. Downstairs, but no advance by the runners as it kicked away from Maltasea for ball one. O'Rourke comes set. Two and oh. Time called now. Maltasea might have gotten crossed up there on one or both of those pitches with Rhino. And Libby trying to give the Americans their first lead of this game, their first lead of this series. Two and one. Kajosian at third, Berry at first. Off the end of the bat, foul onto Tremont Street. 2 and 2. That means a no decision for Matt Draper and also gets Brandon McMahon off the hook. He went around, says the home plate umpire. That is strike three. The side is retired, but we are back to where we started going into the seventh. Playoff baseball. Are you not entertained? Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor our content for as little as $25 a spot, whether you want to promote a business, product, or event, or send a message of support to a player, team, or coach. Email yours truly for all the deets. At top of the seventh, may have been the most dramatic portion of the entire postseason so far.
Catching for the Americans, number 37, Nate Galanis.
Nate Galanis has taken over behind the plate for the Americans after Matt Elwell had pinch hit for Nick Jean Gregorio.
Now batting, the center fielder, David Vanderzawen.
Top three of the order due up for the Blue Sox here. Vanderzawen, Jones, and Ramirez. Vanderzawen's 0 for 3. Couple of flyouts to center and a strikeout swinging. A strike. 0 and 1. Did he hold up is the question. Appeal, he did not hold up. It is 0-2. Colucci got the final out of the 6th. And now in a tie ball game, ahead 0-2 of Vanderzauwen. Down and away, 1-2. The first batter Colucci faced was Maltasea, and he had a base hit that plated Atilis. Got Casserly. Popped up into foul territory. That's going to get out of play. Remains 1-2, and we are past the 2-hour mark of this ball game. Certainly the most dramatic, tense game so far of these playoffs. And the winner of this series gets the winner of the Bulldogs Mad Dogs semifinals. In the last check, the Bulldogs were ahead of the Mad Dogs 8-2. The Bulldogs win that game. If that score holds, they will advance to the ICL Championship Series. 2-2 is the count. Up the middle and down for a base hit. DVZ's first base hit of the night. Snaps an 0 for 5 since his leadoff triple last night.
Now batting the extra hitter, Brendan Jones.
And here's Jonesy, who is perfect so far at the plate tonight. A walk in the first, a single in the third, and a single in the 5th. Could very easily lay one down, or he could very easily try to put one into the gap and chase DVZ all the way home for some tendies. He's going to square. He did not go around. It is, we don't think. It's ball 1. Very close to offering at it, but held up in time. It's 1-0 to Jonesy. Squares again. Pulls back in time. No advance by Vanderzauwen despite the drop by Galanis. 2-0. I mean, this is a time we can turn him loose too. Look at first by Colucci. Another square. Pulled back 3-0. I mean, the guy on deck is no slouch. And again, he could very well lay one down too if you're not careful. Eric Ramirez. 3-0. Taken all the way, it is 3-1. Both teams are on their 4th pitcher of the game. Squares again, and that ran inside. It is ball 4. It has been McMahon, Simpson, Yorba, now Colucci for the Americans, Draper, Marshall, Becker, and now O'Rourke for the Blue Sox. And with first and second and nobody out, Eric Ramirez. Some wise words from Rick DeAngelis before we find out what he's got in store.
Now batting the third baseman, Eric Ramirez.
Ramirez looking for his first hit of this ball game. Hit by a pitch in the first, but then struck out swinging and ground into a fielder's choice in the 3rd and the 5th. Corner infielders creep in. Again, Trying to put that one into the Melrose High basketball gym. So they came up empty. 0-1, yeah, that's the thing that fans saying. You don't have to get it all at once, you know. Base hit is enough to give you the lead. Oh, my God! That hit him? Apparently it did not. 1-1. From their angle, the Blue Sox dugout were all convinced that he had warned that one. Definitely wanted to back him up off the plate, and home plate umpire is going to call time and do some housekeeping here. A 1-1 count to Eric Ramirez, an MVP candidate for the Blue Sox. He's got Vanders out at second and Jones at first. Corner infielders in, but not as in as they were on the first pitch of this AB. Oh, boy, make it move like the Matrix and dude was stuck in slugs. 2-1. How can you relax? 4-4 elimination game, playoff baseball. Both Colucci and Ramirez, I get it. 2-1 to Eric. Hits this one into right field. It's going to stay in the yard. It's caught. DVZ takes off for third, and the throw is offline. It also allows Jones to take second. And this is going to be Will Norris, I believe, getting his first AB after pinch running for Jules.
Now batting, number 41, Will Norris.
So Ramirez with a productive out. Gets second and third with one down. And now it's Will Norris's first AB of the game. He pinch ran for Jules after Jules singled his last at-bat and then came around to score. Last night he was 1 for 2. 0-1. He walked in the first last night, did Norris. Reached on a fielder's choice and singled. 2 runners in scoring position in a 4-4 ball game. 0-1 is the count. The infield is in. Colucci looking to navigate his way out of trouble here. 0-1. On the outside corner for strike 2. Oh, that is an untouchable spot. Colucci comes set. 0-2. Upstairs for a ball. Vanders down at third. Jones at second. 1 down. Top of the 7th. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 down. Second strikeout for Colucci. And now it's up to Jake.
Now batting, the right fielder, Jake McElroy.
McElroy, fly out to center in the first. A double and a run scored in the 4th. A walk and a run scored in the 6th. Down away for a ball. It's 1-0. In the bottom of the 7th, be the bottom 3 hitters in the Americans order, Giardina, McPhee, and Galanis. 1-0 is the count to McElroy. Take strike 1, 1-1. Call your friends and tell them to watch this game. And the American season is on the line here. Blue Sox win. They advance to the championship series. The Americans win. They force game 3 tomorrow night. Into right field, and that will be caught. McElroy flies out to his opposite number, Barry, and 1 run can win this one for the Americans as we go to the bottom of the 7th. 4-4. When I say LSP has something for everyone since 2011, I, by God, mean it. Sports, live events, pet sitting, walking, tech help, errands, and a whole lot more. Find our Thumbtack page or Linktree, LSP37, or email yours truly so we can proceed to give you what you need. Tad Giardina to lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th. A brand new ball game. 4-4 after the Americans scrounged up 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th. The Blue Sox had a chance to take the lead back in the top half of this inning. Vander Zowen and Jones reached, single a walk. Ramirez flew out to right. That advanced both runners. But then Norris struck out, and then McElroy flied out to right. Nothing across for the Blue Sox in the top half, and now 1 can win it for the Americans and extend their season. Giardina is 0 for 2, a ground out to short and a strikeout swinging. And he's behind 0-1. Popped up. Casserly, O'Rourke, out number 1.
Now batting the third baseman, Sean McPhee.
Here's McPhee. And he was the first sign of life from the Americans' offense, really, when he dragged out that AB against Draper into a walk his first time up. Then led off the 6th with a similar AB, a walk, and then came around to score the Americans' first run. So no official AB. He has reached twice on the base on balls. McPhee takes strike 2. It is 0-2. Galanis is due up next, and if McPhee or Galanis get on, the lineup would turn over for Pat Costigan. O'Rourke comes set, and the 0-2. Smoked off the end of the bat and a right for a base hit. Casserly, well, that was tricky one there. Excuse me swing turns into a base hit the opposite way.
Now batting the catcher, Nate Galanis.
McPhee has been aboard all 3 times out of the 9 slot, and now Nate Galanis gets his first plate appearance of the ball game. Gene Gregorio had been hit by a pitch and walked in his first 2 turns. Grounded to second to the shortstop for 1. On to first. It's not in time. Good job by Galanis picking him up and putting him down up the first base line. McPhee is retired 4-6. Galanis reaches on the fielder's choice, and now the lineup turns over for Costigan.
Now batting, the shortstop, Pat Costigan.
Now, Costigan, 2 for 3, led off the first with a double, and the Americans didn't have another hit until his single last inning. Came around to score on Barry's base hit to help tie the game. It's outside for ball 1. If we get to the top of the 8th, the Blue Sox will have Atiles, Jimenez, and McKiernan due up. Right now, Ryan O'Rourke just trying to make sure it does get that far. 2-0. Hitters count here for Costigan. Two and one. Galanis at first, representing the winning run. 3-1. You do not want to push the winning run into scoring position right now if you're Rhino. Three and two. At the same time, though, you shouldn't worry about the runner at first. Just get the out the plate. But the runner first will be off with the next pitch. Galanis on the 3-2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Strike 3 called! Costigan not happy with that call. I thought that was high. But we go to the 8th. Bonus baseball. Bonus playoff baseball. 4-4. The LSP store is open. Get yourself a DVD copy of, or digital copy of most past LSP video broadcasts, or one of several different designs of stickers, shirts, or other merch, including some stuff with my dog, Tina the Long Arena, on it, and some words I've probably said on this here YouTube channel over the years. Email yours truly for game videos or go to creatorspring.com for merch.
Now on the mound for the Americans, number 5, Nick Bonfort.
Nick Barnforth is going to take over on the mound for the Americans. He is the 5th pitcher of the night for Melrose. He was arguably the Americans' best pitcher in the regular season. Absolutely was. It led the team in wins and ERA. In 8 appearances, 4-1 with a 2.63. In 29 1/3 innings, he's allowed 29 hits, 18 runs, 11 which are earned, walked 13, struck out 29, surrendered 2 home runs, hit 1 batter, and thrown 3 wild pitches. Now, Barnforth did not face the Blue Sox in the regular season. This is, in fact, his first career appearance against the Lexington Blue Sox. And as the Americans' best pitcher this year, leading the team in wins and ERA, he has to come out of the pen here to try and hold the Blue Sox scoreless in this top of the 8th. And then hope that his offense can cash in the bottom half. So, as mentioned, it's Atiles, Jimenez, and McKiernan due up here in the top of the 8th.
Now batting the shortstop, Luis Atiles.
That's what you're watching. That's where we are, and that's who we are. Waiting on an update from Orazio Azzarello to see if the Bulldogs-Mad Dogs game has gone final, but sounded like it was a pretty comfortable spot for the Bulldogs up 8-2, but then again, 4-0 with 6 outs to get seemed like a comfortable spot for the Blue Sox, and yet. 0-1 is the count to Atiles as he fouls that one off. He is 1 for 2, hit by a pitch in the second, flew out to right in the fourth, and a 2-run double, and scored a run in the 6th. And now Barnforth's going to step off, step back on, and come home with it. Down and away for a ball. It is 1-1. And of course, a situation like this, the lights could become a factor. Like, what time is lights out is my question. Well, that's a lights out pitch right there, 1-2. Colucci goes 1 1/3. Does not allow a run. It's 2-2 now to Atiles. Did allow 2 hits. 1 walk. Struck out 2. Full count. Barnforth, the 5th pitcher of the night for the Melrose Americans. 3-2 to Luis Atiles. Down low for ball 4. A leadoff walk to begin extras.
Now batting the second baseman, Anderson Jimenez.
Atiles has reached base in 5 of his 7 plate appearances so far in the postseason. Hit by pitch and a walk and a double tonight and 2 singles last night. Here's Jimenez, 1 for 3. Gets the bunt down, and throw down to first is in time. The sacrifice is successful. A little bit of contact there between Galanis and Jimenez. Jimenez had kind of jumped out of the way of the pitch initially. He was coming in hot. He eventually did make contact, got the bunt down, and that's going to bring McKiernan to the plate with a chance to drive home Atiles.
Now batting the left fielder, Owen McKiernan.
McKiernan 1 for 3, single and a stolen base in the second, a strikeout in the 4th, and a pop-up to short in the 6th. First base is open with 1 out here in the top of the 8th, and that is outside for a ball. It is 1-0. Fouled off, 1-1. We didn't get our first run of this ball game until the 4th when McElroy led off that inning with a double and was brought home on Jimenez's single. The Blue Sox extended their lead to 4-0 with three runs in the 6th, but that did not hold up as the Americans countered with 4 of their own in the bottom half of the 6th. The Blue Sox had first and second with 1 out, and second, third with 1 out in the top of the 7th. Nick Colucci got Will Norris swinging and got Jake McElroy to fly out to right. And then after a nail-biter of a bottom of the 7th, here we are in extras. 1-2 with 1 out. McKiernan with Atiles on second, And Barnforth comes set and deals. He got him. Strike 3 called. McKiernan down on strikes for the second time. And now it'll be Luke.
Now batting, the catcher, Luke Maltasea.
Maltasea with a base hit his last time that brought home Atiles with the 4th Blue Sox run. 1 for 3. Down away, and that bounces away from Galanis. He'll throw down to third, and no further advance by Atiles as the ball did get away from the third baseman McPhee for a moment, but kept it close. It is 1-0, and the go-ahead run is now 90 feet away. In the bottom of the 8th, the Americans will have Fernandez, Kajosian, and Bourgeois due up. Right now, Barnforth with a 1-0 to Maltasea. Dribbled foul. Atiles and Ramirez, you know they are cut from the same cloth. Maybe a bit of a stronger cut is Ramirez, but Atiles was trying to induce a potential balk there. He's about a third of the way down the line, off the end of the bat into foul territory, and that will get out of play. It is now 1-2 to Maltasea with the go-ahead run to Atiles, 90 feet away here in extras. Barnforth comes set. Fouled off the other way again. It's gotten closer each of the on that pitch. Late. He's trying to speed it up. Do you slow it down further here? Let's see. Oh, and time granted to Maltasea. Can Barnforth get out of this unscathed? Oh, he tied him up inside, and he comes up empty. The Americans with another chance to walk it off and prolong this season. Going in the bottom of the 8th. Are you down with a sound called LSP? You better be after this one. Follow and support us on the web, Linktree, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Flash the subscribe button. Membership's also available. PayPal and Creator Spring, LSP 37. Do it for the children. Ryan O'Rourke is back out there for the bottom of the 8th in what is the first extra inning postseason game between the Americans and the Blue Sox in the evidence era, I guess you could call it, since 2006. The Americans, with one run, will force a winner-take-all Game 3 tomorrow night at LHS.
Now
Fernandez, who scored the tying run in the 6th on Barry's base hit, leads things off. Will be followed by Kajosian and Bourgeois. Fernandez takes low for ball 1. There is nobody warming behind O'Rourke right now. Foul tip in a Maltasea's mitt. It is 1-1. The Americans had one hit through the first 5 innings, and it was Costigan leading off the bottom of the first who provided that double. The bottom of the 6th changed everything. 2-1. The Blue Sox had gotten 3 in the top half of that inning. 2-run double by Atiles and an RBI single by Maltasea to make it 4-0. Swing and a miss. A curveball, 2-2. And then in the bottom of the 6th, against Luke Marshall, allowed McPhee and Gene Gregorio to walk. Gave way to Becker, who allowed a single to Costigan, plunked Fernandez, then a single to Jennings. O'Rourke gets Fernandez for out number 1.
Now batting the extra hitter, Zach Kazosian.
And after 2 strikeouts by Becker, O'Rourke came on, trying to get the last out of the 6th. Instead, gave up a single to Barry that plated the tying runs. Americans had a chance in the bottom of the 7th, too. Got McPhee on with a base hit, but couldn't capitalize from there. Blue Sox got the leadoff man aboard in the top half of this 8th. Leadoff walk by Atiles. Got to 3rd on a sac bunt and a wild pitch, but nothing there. Kajosian behind 0-2. Outside 1-2. Kajosian and then Bourgeois. And if anyone gets on, Klein. Swing and a miss. 3 consecutive strikeouts now for O'Rourke and 4 total since he entered the game in the 6th.
Now batting the designated hitter, Brian Borges.
Bougie 0 for 2, a hit by pitch in the 4th, sandwiched between a ground out to 3rd and a strikeout swinging. Pop foul and out of play for strike 1. If we get to the 9th, it'll be Casserly, Vanderzowen, and Jones due up for the Blue Sox. We do see someone now warming for the Blue Sox, however, and it looks like someone else might be going to join them. Fly ball into right center field. And Vanderzowen's got it for an easy-peasy 1-2-3-Z for Ryan O'Rourke. And I'm sure the Blue Sox could use an easy inning on defense. Now can they turn that into offense as we go to the top of the 9th? 4-4. LSP and Shipping Shield are partners in cards. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors trusted by yours truly, made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard. Use the link and codes on the screen or in the description for a discount on your order. We may receive a commission from those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is. And what this is right now is one hell of a ball game. Here's Casserly to lead things off. Struck out swinging his last time. That was the final out of the 6th. Casserly, Vander Zowen, and Jones due up here in the top of the 9th. Into our 2nd inning of extras. Outside corner for strike 1. Grounder to the third base side, fielded there, and it's bobbled, and Casserly reaches.
Now batting, the center fielder, David Vander Zowen.
So Casserly on the E5 reaches to begin the 9th. Vander Zowen again against Barnforth. Squares, and it's strike 1. Casserly gets back to first. Pickoff attempt, Casserly back safely. DVZ gets the bunt down. It's bobbled by the catcher, and he's safe. First and second to begin the top of the 9th.
Now batting, the extra hitter, Brendan Jones.
A sack and an E2. 2 errors in this inning. First 2 batters. And now Brendan Jones. Couple of walks and a couple of base hits. He squares. Pushes it to third. Oh, that slowed down beautifully. The sacrifice works to perfection. It is now 2nd and 3rd with 1 down for Eric Ramirez.
Now batting, the third baseman, Eric Ramirez.
We're going to get on base for the first time since he was hit by a pitch in the 1st. He has 2nd and 3rd in front of him with 1 down. The infield comes in. Costigan is a couple steps in on the grass. And again, Ramirez, he's been super eager with his swings tonight, all night. Can't let the moment swallow him up. He's behind 0-1. One and one. Able to hold off there. And time granted as Rick DeAngelis wants to talk to Ramirez. Say, settle it down, young man. Whatever you do here, it doesn't end the game. So 1-1 with 1 out, and Casserly at third and Vanderzowen at second. One and two. Ramirez is so amped up to try and crush one out to Saugus that it's slowing down his swing. He hits this one into right. Will it be deep enough to score Casserly is the question. There's the catch. Casserly tags from third. The throw is bobbled. Casserly scores 5-4. The throw from Barry was right there.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Will Norris.
A calculated risk there by Rick DeAngelis and Pat Casserly, because if Galanis handles that cleanly, Casserly is probably out. And that is high for ball one to Will Norris in his second AB. Struck out swinging the first time. So in the bottom of the ninth, it's Klein, Barry, and Libby due up for the Americans. Norris with a grounder to third. Fielded on to first. Not in time! Infield single for Will Norris, and it is 6-4. Julian Alvarez is the one celebrating that one the most, because remember, it was Norris who pinch ran for Alvarez after his single in the sixth. And now here's McElroy. 1 for 3. Couple runs scored. Drives this one into left field, and that is going to be run down for the third out by Tad Giardina. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Closing time for the Blue Sox, up 6-4.
Score is 6-4. That is a 6 on the scoreboard, not a 5.
Yeah, chat. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor our content for as little as $25 a spot. Whether you want to promote a business, product, or event, or send a message of support to a player, team, or coach, email yours truly for all the deets. Looks like it. Looks like it's gonna be Michael O'Brien.
Now on the mound for the Blue Sox, number 44, Michael O'Brien.
To try and get the last three of this one. Still waiting on confirmation from, yep. Oh, wow. So Roz actually texted me just now. So the Bulldogs were up 8-2 in that game. They ended up winning that one 8-7. The Mad Dogs came that close, but the Bulldogs, congratulations to them. They get the winner of this series. Roz telling me the lights are on here until 11:30. And, boy, high drama. I mean, the Bulldogs up 8-2. The Mad Dogs make it a one-run game. The Blue Sox up 4-0. The Americans come back to tie. Most dramatic night in the ICL postseason so far. Results in one series ending in a sweep. Will the Americans claw back here, though? Or will the Blue Sox meet the Bulldogs in the Battle of Lexington in the ICL Championship Series? The bottom of the ninth, here's Chris Klein.
Now batting, the second baseman, Chris Klein.
0 for 3 with a ground out to short and 2 strikeouts is Klein. Michael O'Brien is the fifth pitcher of the night for the Blue Sox, and he gets Klein to swing and miss for strike number 1. Wow. Definitely let that one go a little early, and it is 1-1. Now, OB in the regular season, 10 appearances, a 3.07 ERA in 27 1/3 innings, 2-0, allowed 27 hits, 13 runs, 12 which were earned, walked 11, struck out 23, and threw 4 wild pitches and also hit 1 batter, but he's now ahead of Klein, 1-2. OB got the win in the completion of the suspended game last Tuesday. Scoop by Atiles. 1 down. Where's Atiles' campers? Where's the reactions there, guys?
Now batting, the right fielder, Aiden Barry.
The game against Melrose that OB won was his only appearance against the Americans this year. 2 2/3 innings, allowed 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Aiden Barry takes strike 1. Barry had a base hit his last time that tied this game with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. He grounds this one to the right side, fielded by Jimenez. Off balance throw, 2 down.
Now batting, the first baseman, Ian Libby.
In the American season, down to its final out in the person of Ian Libby. Fouls that one off for strike 1. Smoked over towards the Blue Sox dugout, but foul. And the Americans down to their final strike. OB winds and delivers the 0-2. Curveball in there, strike 3 called. Ball game and series. Nana Adu in the chat says, we waiting at center 1. Where are you at? Well, that's where we'll see you, Nana. It'll be the Battle of Lexington in the Intercity League Championship Series as the Bulldogs defeated the Mad Dogs 8-7 just now.
Final score tonight, Lexington Blue Sox 6, Melrose Americans 4. Thank you all for coming out. Please drive home safely. Terrific season for the Melrose Americans. Congratulations to the Lexington Blue Sox as they advance to the ICL Finals, take on the Lexington Bulldogs. Thank you and good night.
The Bulldogs and the Blue Sox complete nail biters for their sweeps tonight, and it'll be the Battle of Lexington for the ICL Championship starting possibly Thursday, possibly Friday, weather and authorities permitting. Yours truly might not be on the mic for game 1. It depends. Told you all about my surgery. The good news is there's a reasonable chance I could be discharged Friday, so I'm hoping that Eric and Eric and whoever, Eric and Rick can get together and just see if they can. Rick Deans did want to know if he would have the championship series all at LHS, but that's neither here nor there right now. Right now, it's the Blue Sox and the Bulldogs both exhaling after their nail-biter victories. And it is Michael O'Brien getting the save, Ryan O'Rourke getting the win, and Nick Barnforth taking the L. Brendan Jones goes 2 for 2 with a couple of singles, a couple of walks, and a sack bunt. Will Norris with a base hit to drive home a run. Lisa Tiles walking to lead off the, Cassidy reached on an air to lead off the 9th, and then brought home on the sack fly by Eric Ramirez. Exhale. Rick DeAngelis getting his dancing shoes on right now, but no time for no time for too much celebration right now, boys. Blue Sox back in the ICL Championship Series and looking to get back to the top of the ICL mountain as they face the Lexington Bulldogs starting Thursday or Friday. So with that said, this has been a presentation of LSP, something for everyone since 2011. Copyright 2025, unauthorized redistribution of any portion of this broadcast without the express written permission of LSP or the Blue Sox is strictly prohibited. A reminder that if you want to support future LSP content, you can buy shipping shields at the link and using the codes on the screen or in the description. Sponsor future content, buy ads for as little as $25 a spot. Hire us to work your next live event or whatever else we can do for you on any given day. Buy some of this fabulous merchandise from the LSP store. And, of course, after all that, you better be down with the sound. Linktree, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Flash the subscribe button. Membership's also available. PayPal, Credit Spring, LSP 37. Once again, the final score from Morelli Field at Melrose High School in Melrose, Mass. It is the Lexington Blue Sox 6 and the Melrose Americans 4 in 9 innings, and the Blue Sox win this ICL semifinal series 2-0 and advance to the ICL Championship Series to take on the roommates, the Lexington Bulldogs. For Tim Lynch and all my very rowdy friends here at Morelli, my name is Sam Feely, reminding you forever and always, freelance isn't free. Thanks for tuning in. Fresh for 2025.